Hello everybody, today I want to show you your best experience of how to use your STOTT SPX machine in class. Keep yourself injury free, don't hurt yourself when you're adjusting the equipment, and understand what the best setting is for you. So this is the biggest thing, is the foot bar. When you're adjusting springs or anything, I always tell the clients to sit at the side. So sit at the side, there should always be a spring on. You never lift by the black bauble, you lift by the spring. So you lift the spring and you lift and drop. If you're lifting the foot bar, this is what people do. They drag it to go up, and all it does is damage that bar going across, and it actually bends, and then we can't move it, and it's very, very expensive to replace these stock parts. So please be mindful. One hand on top, one hand underneath, and you're going to lift to go up and lift to go back down. So you're putting it up and down all the time. Okay, if we are going into the standing series, and I'm going to put one blue string on, and we're going to do the side split series. This is the new way that we will do it. So on the SPX, it can be a little bit frightening because the machine is smaller and the little platform converter is not as thick. So I put a blue mat on. I then put the platform converter on, and that gives me the stability that I need to go out and in. So that's very, very important. So I've now got the security without any wobble, and I can go into whatever I feel I need. If I'm going into the push-through bar, guys, at the back, this is my next biggest thing. The spring must come from the side to the front. So it comes from the side to the front and it clips onto there. When we put it at the side and attach it on, again, it just damages the springs, and these springs are so expensive to replace. If you're doing any sort of exercise, and I'm going to show you now how to set up, and I'm just putting this here, and you are setting up for your carriage converter on, always bring the ropes in first. What happens is the ropes get caught at the back between the carriage and these black poles, then there isn't enough room, and I just end up with all my equipment and accumulators scuffed. So I've moved those ropes to the side. I always put into the carriage side first, and then I'm going to place that down. If I'm going to do anything like the cat series, I need to make sure that the spring is not going to damage and go right the way through. So I'll just give an example of a little bit of a cat. I'm going to inhale to hinge, pause. This is a variation. Exhale, start with my crown of the head. Then I'm going to lengthen into a baby extension. I'm going to initiate to go up, 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 as I slowly go up and restack. And what I want to avoid, again, is that going in and out. When I've finished, I always unclip from the bottom first, roll down. We always leave the machine set up for the next person coming next the way we want to find it. Okay, so that goes to there. Grabbing the carriage now. Carriage is going to go behind. So if we're doing anything like the roll down, the feet should actually be dorsiflexed with the knees straight. But most average people do not have the range of motion. And when you don't have the range of motion and facility in the hips, that's the roll of the femur, to the top of the acetabulum, all you do is then activate more of the quads, and that's not what we want. So I actually lower the feet down. On this machine, the feet are going onto the star knobs with the heels and the feet in a little bit of plantar flexion. I'm pushing down through the heels, and I then grab the roll down bar. My bottom is on the edge of the platform converter. I'm going to activate my lower traps first, spiral the armpits, and then I can go into my whole roll down sequences and all that type of thing. If you're doing any of the side series, there are lots of variations. I tend to go with an open leg because when they're taking the clients onto other exercises on the chair and onto other things, they understand what's open and closed. You can do it with a closed. Again, it depends on everybody's pelvis, everybody's connective tissue. So, you know, this is the setup now for the SPX. So whether you're a teacher or a client taking the class, take care. Behave mindfully in the class, and you will get the best out of the machine that you need. And the last top tip of today is looking at the difference between the professional STOTT machine and the SPX. So really important, if you're lifting the foot bar on the professional, lift from the side, one hand goes from the front, one hand lifts the side and you lift to go up. When you need to go back down, you lift it to go down. What you don't do is drag. I've already got one machine which is broken where clients have continually dragged up and down. So again, we want to work mindfully in the class, and you can see here how that's pulled on one side. You know how it's got a little bit damaged with clients dragging. Okay, or teachers just dragging it up quickly. So I want to show you now how to get the best out of the long box series. So I'm just going to demonstrate first. So whether you're getting on the SPX or the professional reformer, first of all, make sure you've got a little gap between you and the shoulder rest, so that then you can take your straps down. Don't kneel on. Everybody always kneels on. You put your knee off and you get on as if you're on a surfboard. I always start with a little bit of a swim to open the front of the hips. Again, everybody's different. There are many ways of teaching a long box. Again, adapt to the individual. Some people are better together, some people are apart. There are many different things. If your hands are just going in straps, going backwards and forwards, it feels like you're doing nothing. You keep your hands in the black straps and you fold over and grab hold over. You're going to inhale to lift as you slowly go back down. Inhale to lift to go up, and slowly go back down. So that's your way of getting on, getting off. And again on the SPX, depending on the length of your humerus and the length of your bone, your humeral bone, some people may drag the floor. That's fine, dragging the floor. Okay, so I'm going to go on to the professional STOTT machine now, which is higher, which gives more facility, especially if you're restricted in joints. You can work with more freedom. So again, you make sure your straps are nice and free. You get on with the knees just off. And again, I'm going to show you, you're letting the feet go up and down, up and down. You're going to grab hold of these straps here. Head goes down. You're going to lift to go back, 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 and slowly go back down. So that's going to give you an idea of using the long box series on the small machine and the high machine. Enjoy.